All right, it is December 6th, and this is an update of the new food forest that we're building. So it's winter, and these cover crops are doing okay. Ideally, in the springtime, these would grow a lot faster. But there you go, we planted cuttings of collard greens. That's a lemongrass, pepino dolce, African basil, some trees that we propagated, cuttings of Mexican sunflowers, also have cuttings of lavenders. We got some trees here, some lilies, and I believe this is a yellow poinciana. That's a beech tree, and we got a lot of things growing over here. On the front side, we're planting olives, trees that will produce a privacy screen. We're not done yet, of course, but we got these daikon radishes that are growing up, some peas. These are the ryegrass, and I believe this is the Sudan grass, and it's growing. And of course we have the corapia, still green. Will start spreading out. We had some gophers over here, and we went ahead and took care of them. There's always going to be a lot more, but again, the reason for the cover crops, the reason for the seeds that will eventually prevent gophers from coming here, or at least deter them. It's never going to be 100%, but at least it's a deterrence. And later on, maybe early summer of next year or even fall, we'll go ahead and start planting out the mangoes and the other trees, the fruit trees like citrus and a few others. Perhaps we'll put some stone fruits in here, intermingled with others, all the other species. We'll likely also we'll just plant a bunch of mango seeds here. Probably buy a bunch of Ataulfo and Keith mangoes during May through August, and we'll just plant it directly into the ground, and we'll plant a bunch. And so even if the gophers will attack some of them, at some point one or two will at least go to maturity and to a point where the gophers won't even try to attack it. But also, as an insurance, I've learned my lessons from a while back. We will also plant the seedlings that we've been growing in pots. We'll plant it here, and we will put gopher baskets on them. And that is the plan. So I believe this has been about a month and a half since we planted out this area. And as you can see, we've been using these overhead sprinklers to help these seeds germinate. And this area right here, I'm starting to work on. Started to put down these steps here, and we'll start working on this sometime probably in the next few weeks or even months. There's no rush really. And over here you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bunch of stuff that's growing in here now. This was an area that wasn't covered by the previous overhead sprinkler, and now this area is going to see some growth in the next few weeks, hopefully. And here's the steps. Let me go ahead and widen this camera. So here's the steps. And what the plan here is, we will plant a bunch of trees. Right now we'll put a bunch of seeds in of taller trees all throughout the outline of this step, so that we won't fall. There'll be something to hold on to and also retain this soil. And we'll plant corapia here, or we'll even put just pavers over here, and we'll probably just use a little bit of mortar just to hold it into place, and then use corapia on top of that to retain this whole entire area. And I'll show you the corapia that we've been using already. And well, here you can see I put little pocket holes here, and I haven't seeded this. Oh, well, actually I did, but I want to seed it some more. And we'll plant a few trees right along this perimeter just to help retain the soil, and also probably plant a few mangoes, some citrus. We already have a pomelo right there, and here you can see that we have this canopy, and it's already growing all throughout this area. Here's some canopy right there that we planted a few weeks ago, but this one was planted a little bit more than a month. This is probably 2 months, 3 months old. As you can see, it's beautiful, and this is going to retain this whole entire slope. So it's starting to move itself downwards. As you can see, it's going to move itself downwards. Will find itself some soil, and it will root itself all throughout this slope. In the meantime, we have the ryegrass that's growing. Okay, some of you might think of it as weed, but it is a way to retain the soil, get some biomass in, and we'll also eventually try to feed it to our chickens. All right, so, and here's an Indian cluster fig. We air layered these because I like the way it grows, and it gives a wonderful thick canopy and create a very nice shady area right at the bottom. And so here we'll plant some more trees. We'll plant trees, fruit trees right along this area, and on the bottom we'll plant a bunch of hedgerows of trees and shrubs. And the goal here is so that we won't be able to see the road, and people won't be able to see this area. This area is going to be completely private. Just like that house right there, that house, you see the hedge of trees, you cannot see through that, and it's wonderful for privacy. And I'm waiting for a shipment of these jute netting to retain this whole entire soil area, and we also have straw bales that's coming in the mail, and we'll be putting it all throughout here just to retain this whole entire area. I seeded this already. I'm just waiting a few more days to try to saturate this whole entire area a little bit more, and then I'll move the 2 overhead sprinklers, and we'll start working on this area. And this we get from our neighbors. It's beautiful dried leaves, and it's perfect. And once we reseed this area, we'll put it all throughout this area and here, and it will help retain moisture so that the trees and the seeds grow. All right, that's it for now.